everybody, we are back. My first guest tonight spent over 4 years in the White House as senior policy advisor to President Clinton. He's now a commentator for ABC News and the author of the best-selling book, All Too Human, A Political Education. Please welcome George Stephanopoulos. Ladies and gentlemen, the Conan Latte Cup has just been presented to me. There it is.
Kind of heavy.
I'm like, 12 bucks? 12 bucks for that. You didn't buy this, did you?
No, I did not.
Good, because... All right.
From ABC, you know.
That's right. I forgot. You're on that competing network. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. This book is a very riveting account of all that happened. Quite an unusual experience. Not many people enter the White House with a president and see all this stuff unfold. And
I don't think anybody's seen all this stuff unfold before in our history. No.
Oh, maybe. I heard Taft was kind of crazy. But I'm reading through the book, and it becomes clear to me. You talk about you actually worked in the White House when Monica Lewinsky was there as an intern. And you remember her as an intern?
Sure, yeah. I worked on the first floor, and she was on the Chief of Staff's office right next door.
We know where she was, yeah. It's been well documented.
Yeah, she found her way to my office, too.
She came to your office?
Right, yeah.
Let's go.
Star report.
What? No, did she actually, I mean, she kind of was...
Yeah, my office was between the Chief of Staff and the Oval Office. Yeah. So she crossed by a fair amount. And she tried to bring me lattes.
She came to visit you once.
She did. She used to hang out at the Starbucks by my house. And she saw that I like lattes, unlike you. I do drink lattes.
You do drink lattes?
I do drink them.
Okay.
And she tried to bring them to me, but my assistant never let her in the door.
Monica Lewinsky tried to visit you in your office, and your assistant stopped her.
Stopped her.
Okay,
yes.
Lose that assistant. My assistant has strict instructions. If Monica Lewinsky comes around, let her in. But anyway, it must be...
She might be watching, Conan.
All right. I don't get out much. Did you... So when this whole scandal broke, you remembered her?
Yeah, but there was this weird thing that actually did happen at Starbucks before. It was after the election in 1996. Are
you working for Starbucks now? You think it's working into every story. President Clinton's a lot like the mochaccino at Starbucks. He's both sweet and bitter, with some chocolate in his head. I don't know. What happened at the Starbucks?
This was after the election. She came up to me on a Sunday morning, and she just walked up to me out of the blue, said, "Does your president tell the truth?" And I didn't think much of it then. People said strange things all the time. I said, he tries, you know, does his best. And then about a year later, when the story broke, it hit me. This was when she was looking to come back to the White House, and he was promising her a job, and she wanted to come back.
Oh, my God. So why is she bugging you about it, though, at the time?
She was obsessed at the time. She wanted to
I forgot. She's crazy. That's the thread that I missed here. You say something, I mean, I was really believing everything I read in this book. Then on one page, you talk about how funny Al Gore is, and I put it down. What is he? You say he's a funny guy.
He definitely is. You ought to have him on the show.
Who are your other favorite comedians? Ted Koppel. Lurch from the Addams Family. Give us an example of how he's a funny... I mean, actually, I can easily believe that, but how is he funny?
During the White House, he had a running gag during the John Wayne Bobbitt episode. Remember John Wayne?
Yes, I do. People like me lived off that story for a while.
So did Al Gore. He was the
Al Gore thought that was really funny.
Every single morning when he was in the hospital, when John Wayne was in the hospital, and it was touch and go there for a while.
He was not going to lose his life. The penis transplant has not worked, doctor!
Gore would bring in daily update for the president on the condition of John Wayne Bobbitt.
He really would?
Every day.
So the President of the United States would begin every day by getting a report on...
National Security Briefing, John Wayne Bobbitt briefing.
That is crazy. Well, and so do you think now Gore is going and telling him about Pamela Anderson's breast reduction?
I don't think they have a sense of humor about that kind of stuff anymore.
Oh, there are no jokes about that anymore?
No jokes about that.
Wonder why. Talk about you for a minute. You're close to my age, I think.
About the same, right?
About the same age. I'm 20. So you're a young guy. You have one of the most important jobs at the White House. Attractive guy.
Thank you.
Don't take that the wrong way.
I won't. I don't want to get
Thanks for the latte. Yeah, but I would think that you're just in this, great position. You must have had a lot of women hitting on you all the time.
Besides Monica.
Yeah, besides Monica, yeah.
Yeah, but I did a lot better with, like, the grandmother set.
Mm-hmm.
Go to these fundraisers, and there was one when I went to, and these two 50-ish women came up and said, we just had a raffle, and we decided who's going to win to take you home. And I said, great, haven't had a home-cooked meal in months. And they said, who's talking about eating?
And their names were... You talk in here a lot about the President of the United States calling you. He's an impulsive guy, whatever. He's a guy who wants what he wants when he wants to. No, he's a guy who would call you whenever he needed to talk to you. He's the president. It's important business. And sometimes he would call you very late at night or when you're in strange places. What's the latest that he ever called you?
Probably about 1 a.m. once, and it was when I was still back in Little Rock. And my phone didn't work.
But he's the president at the time.
He actually wasn't president. He was about a month away from being president. Mm-hmm. And he called me about 1:30 in the morning. And my phone didn't work, so I had to call him back on my cell phone. I got a beep. And I'm talking, and he is screaming at me. He didn't like the next day's speech. And he's yelling and yelling and yelling for about 20 minutes, and the cell phone went dead. So
the battery just conked out.
The battery just conked out. It was 20 minutes of yelling. So I had a big decision to make. It was 1:30 in the morning by then. Do I get up, get dressed, drive down the street to a payphone for the privilege of getting yelled at again?
You know what's weird to me about that story is that from President Clinton's perspective, he's yelling at you about something and you went, ah. That's what he thinks you did.
He probably yelled for 10 more minutes, didn't even know the difference. Next morning he was fine.
Do you think you're ever going to speak to him again?
I don't know. I hope one day he does read the book, because he says he hasn't read it, because I tried to be fair in the book, and I'd like to talk to him about it at some point, but I think it's going to take a while.
Maybe if someone sexy does the book on tape. Sorry. I thought it was funny. I was like, Conan, is there anything you'd say? What would you say to him right now? What if you went to, well, let's just say Starbucks, and you ran into him? What would you say to him? He's there, he's having a latte with one of my cups. We don't know why.
Not with Monica.
Yeah.
I hope you're doing okay. Hope you finish your presidency well.
That would go over great. I'm sure. All right. Well, All Too Human is, I love that. It's like something Spock would say. Forgive me, Kirk, I am all too human. A Political Education by George Stephanopoulos is in stores right now, so check that out. George, thank you very much for dropping by.
Good to see you.
Nice to have you. George Stephanopoulos, on a gas fire. We're coming up in just a bit. We're going to break right back.